What does this have to do with anything? Are these responsible flowers? What about these flowers tie in with the shoe? Jordan Brand is doubling down on the Air Jordan 2 in 2023. So far, in just over a month, we've already seen 3 Jordan 2 releases: the Jordan 2 Lucky Green, the Jordan 2 Craft, and the Air Jordan 2 Responsibility. A lot of succeeding as a footwear company is product, distribution, and story. Now, I can't speak to the distribution of the responsibilities, but I can speak to the product because I have them in hand. It's a great shoe overall, but they absolutely missed the mark on storytelling. First, I'm gonna go over the general features of the shoe, like the color, the quality, the material, and then I'm gonna get up on my soapbox and tell you why I think Jordan Brand missed out on a huge opportunity for this shoe. The Jordan 2 Responsibility dropped on January 28th at select retailers for $225. Now you might be wondering why the price point is a little higher than the usual $200 or $175 for some other Jordan 2s. And that's because the Jordan 2 Responsibilities are an SP. So usually you'll have a general release, like the Jordan 2 Lucky Greens, and then the next tier up is an SE, which stands for Special Edition, and then the next tier up is an SP, which usually just means a higher quality overall. The base layer of the Jordan 2 Responsibility is a black nubuck, and when I run my finger over the nubuck, it is very smooth. It is very high quality. Now you'll see the midfoot of the shoe comes in this quilted material and a dark elephant print, and then there are tags on the side of the shoe that has an arrow pointing forward. Now, one very cool feature of the shoe is that the liner of the mid panel has this color to it. Now, I'm not sure if you can see it on video, but in person it is very unique. Just above the midsole, wrapping around the heel, you'll see this grey plastic material. It's almost translucent, and to top it all off, you have the heel tab of the Jordan 2. This time it comes in black. Very distinguishable and recognizable feature of the Air Jordan 2 silhouette. Now, perhaps the most unique feature of this shoe is the suede that comes in the midsole. It is a very hairy suede in a white muslin color. And I know a lot of people are concerned how that suede would hold up, because the midsole is usually a part where it's very exposed. However, it doesn't really bother me. I think shoes are meant to be worn, meant to be beat up. So I do like when they change things up every once in a while, and I can't remember the last time a shoe put hairy suede on the midsole, so I welcome it. The shoe comes with an extra set of laces in that muslin color, and you'll see the tips of the laces come in a red and a blue on each tip. And that matches the outsole of the shoe, one being red, one being blue, and you'll see on the Nike cutout of the shoe, it even has your size. So in my case, it's size 10. Now the tongue of the shoe comes in all black and this really nice leather, and the Wings logo comes in that usual plastic rubbery material. I always describe it as feeling like an eraser. I love that. I really like that material on the tongue. And to top it all off, the laces have a wax coating to them, just further adding to the premium quality and premium feel of this shoe. Now on the insole of the shoe, you'll see a tag that says, Jordan presents responsibility. Wear your shoes, show the world where you've been. Peace, love, respect. Now, as you can see, I'm very impressed with the quality, the detail, the additional features of the Air Jordan 2 Responsibilities. But now, it's time to go over why I think they missed the mark on storytelling. Now, the name Air Jordan 2 Responsibility must have come from somewhere. There must have been some inspiration to name the shoe Responsibility. And that name isn't like some internet name that we give to so many shoes. It is literally in the insole of the tag. So I've been wondering, and I haven't been able to find out, what are we being responsible for? Now the tag on the insole of the shoe mentions peace, love, respect, show the world where you've been by wearing your shoes. I love that, bravo. But how does anything on the shoe convey that message apart from the tag? What exactly is the arrow pointing forward supposed to convey? Is it to move forward and take responsibility? Or is it by moving forward and never looking back, you take responsibility of your life? I'm not sure what this arrow means. It's cool, but it just seems like an extra thing they stuck on this shoe. If someone knows what that arrow moving forward means, please let me know. And because this only released in select retailers, it's not on Nike.com nor the SNKRS app, so there's no official story behind the shoe. I can't find any answers. So because I couldn't find the answer, I thought maybe something in the box or the box itself would give me the answer, but it doesn't. The box itself is a Wings logo box, which I really like. There's no booklet or brochure to explain what this shoe is about. Instead, all we find in this box is this flower paper. What does this have to do with anything? Are these responsible flowers? What about these flowers tie in with the shoe? The color don't even fit. They went out of their way to make one outsole red, one outsole blue. So what is the inspiration behind that? So much about why we buy a shoe is because of the story behind the shoe. That's why I'm gonna buy the yellow toe Reebok Questions. Not because I love the Lakers, not because I love yellow, but because those were given to Kobe Bryant when he was a free agent after leaving Adidas before signing with Nike, and that was that in-between period where he could wear whatever he wanted. Great story. It just seems like in this case, 3 designers at Jordan Brand had 3 different ideas, 3 features to add to the shoe. One came up with the arrow moving forward on the tag, the other one came up with that message in the insole about peace, love, respect, and the other one with that flower paper in the box, and then they just kind of dumped it all together. It doesn't make sense. Usually on a shoe with a theme and a story, a bunch of different elements on the shoe all play into that story. But in this case, only that little message on the insole tag can kind of be related to responsibility. Now usually I go through 3 things I like about the shoe and 3 things I don't like about this shoe, but I'm not going to do that in this case because honestly when it comes to the material, when it comes to the color, I love the shoe. I generally don't like Air Jordan 2s, but the Air Jordan 2 Low Responsibility, I think it's a versatile shoe where you can show up to a formal event and you'll fit right in. And the materials on the shoe I like. I like when they kind of go outside the box and put hairy fluffy suede on the midsole and give us something different. So no complaints there, but I just have one overarching big problem with the shoe overall, and that's the storytelling. It's just a shoe without an identity. It is lost. Now as far as sizing goes, I'm a wide footer, so I'm a 9.5 true to size, but I usually go up half a size in Nike or Jordan Brand shoes, so I went with a size 10 this time, but I did feel like this was perhaps a little roomier than I expected. Usually because of how wide my feet are, the midfoot would be very snug. However, in the Air Jordan 2 Responsibilities, I did have a little bit more room to move, so I probably would have gone for 9.5 in hindsight. If you're not a wide footer, I would still probably go true to size, but I can't speak because I've lived with wide feet my whole life. Now I wore these for about an hour before making this video, and compared to the Air Jordan 2 Chicagos, it did also feel a little stiffer. Not sure if it's because of the material that's used or if I need to break this shoe in a bit more, but nothing that's uncomfortable. So keep that in mind. Now I'm going to get these on feet, show you what the Air Jordan 2 Responsibilities look like on my wide stomper feet. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And remember, just remember, wear your shoes.